So we talk about Juraj Slafkovsky and trying to set him up for success. It's not just about year two success, it's about ultimate success. So let me set out how I see Juraj Slafkovsky ultimately being, certainly not in his second year. I see him as being the modern day type of player that Milan Lucic was, saws the fight. Somebody that can score 20 to 25 goals, get 50 points. That's not this year. It's probably not next year, but ultimately that's the type of player, an opposing winger that Juraj Slafkovsky can become. Somebody that helps your team be very successful. You're the first overall pick. With it comes expectations, the fan base. Certainly the team has expectations and there's a projection, but it doesn't change the reality that you're 18 years old. And what Juraj Slafkovsky showed last year was that he was clearly not ready for the NHL. I felt strongly that he should have gone back to TPS, continue to develop his game in Finland, play for Slovakia at the World Junior, get that experience. Those were experiences that he didn't get to take part in, and it hurt his development. It didn't help his development. Then he gets hurt, not because he's not good enough, because he's not ready. The NHL is a marathon, and when you start off the marathon, it's not about where you are at mile 1 or mile 2. It's how you run the race and how you get through it. Juraj Slafkovsky has a lot of terrific attributes. And what the Montreal Canadiens don't want to do is put him in a similar spot that they did with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Different management regime, but learn from previous mistakes. And it was a mistake the way they handled Kotkaniemi. So when you look at Juraj Slafkovsky, it's not about points this year. It's not about games in the NHL. If you see him as a certain type of player, work with him to become that type of player. Work with him so that he can develop those skills. That may be in the American Hockey League. It's not about how many points he gets in the NHL. Ultimately, Juraj Slafkovsky can be a really important player to the success of the Montreal Canadiens, is what they want him to be. But you got to put him in positions to develop. And I think that's the biggest thing for the Montreal Canadiens. Set Juraj Slafkovsky up to develop and grow, and he individually can be successful. And ultimately, it'll set the Montreal Canadiens up to be successful when their window of winning presents itself.